How's it going, everybody? Today is Friday, February 5th, 2021, and this is FlossTube number 21. That's kind of cool. Is this like my golden floss tube? The fact that I'm doing number 21 in the year 2021? Maybe that's grounds for a start. Anyway, how is everybody? I've been doing well. Things at work have definitely gotten better regarding COVID. I'm very happy to report that. We are still getting cases, but not in the numbers we were. So it's really interesting. We're all, you know, after Christmas, we were all, because from November, early November to mid-December, to the end of December probably, it was bananas. And it finally started to calm down just before Christmas. And then we thought, ooh, things are going to get bad again. We kind of felt like we were in the eye of the storm, but we were maybe over the hump. We didn't know it. So for now, things in Minnesota are holding steady and the numbers aren't climbing like they were. So that's very good news for us. We've had a chance to kind of catch our breath, which has been a much needed reprieve. That being said, I'm going to jump right in because I have all kinds of stuff I want to share. So first is that I, of course, jumped on the bandwagon with a stitching journal, and I've been keeping up with it this year. So I'm giving this a try, and this is my January. What I've gotten done, what I've been doing. Days that I worked, I put like a little square around the number, because on those days, unless I stitch at work, I don't get any stitching done. I work 12-hour shifts and I drive a fair distance to work. So those days I'm gone for 14 and a half hours out of the day. So I end up, usually if I stitch anything, it's on my break at work. So, but I did pretty good. I kept up with my journal and I filled it all in. And by the way, these letters stand for anniversaries of the heart. I worked on that a little bit, but I didn't work on it in the regards of stitching, but I worked on it. I pulled it out and started doing some more personalization, because that one requires a lot of personalizing. So that being said, I will jump right in and show you what, I don't know where to put this. Okay. I'll show you first my finish of the Alpha Block sampler. Last time I did a floss tube, I was very close to finishing. I have shared this on Instagram, but I haven't shared it on my floss tube yet. So this is my finish of the 1896 Alpha Block sampler by Needlework Press. I love how it turned out. Some of the things I added were, I put this date down here. Of course, I changed this to be my initials. I think the two letters that were in there previously were E and F. So I swapped out the E and the F with the S and the R letters. Then I just modified it and moved my initials down here. I put the year that I worked on this. And then I also worked with this on, this was a stitch along for me with my friends Deb and Kathy. And we all did something a little bit different to commemorate the fact that we worked on it together. So Kathy and Deb's initials happened to be right next to one another. And what I did is I stitched a little berry on each of those initials, and then I put a little berry on mine as well, just to kind of show that these are the three initials that stitched it together. So that was my little way to commemorate that. So this is how it turned out. I'll kind of give you a close-up here. I'll stand up so you can see. It was a lot of fun to stitch. Some of my favorite things, like this guy, we were joking. This guy lives dangerously, obviously. He's got, first of all, he's wearing, I almost did this hat red because he looks like a member of Devo, doesn't he? Look at that hat. What is he wearing on his head? But anyway, so he's got this goofy hat, and then he's smoking, and then he's got some booze in his hand, and then he's like leaning back on his chair on a box here. I mean, and he's got a pet rat. I mean, this guy lives dangerously, you know? I don't know, even the blue bunny is like, what is up with this guy? But yeah, I mean, things like this, that's so interesting that a little Stitcher did that. That's a memorable guy. And then just the other things that I did, all these people that she included in her sampler. You can tell that relationships and people were important to her in this sampler. So I just think this was a really fun one. I made some small little changes in color, and like this little girl, she just had yellow blonde hair, and I just gave her a crown, because look at that dress. I mean, if you're wearing a dress that frou-frou, you deserve a crown, right? So yeah, and then of course the cat, I changed to look like our cat Train. So yeah, I just made some little changes that made me happy. Love how it turned out. Now I just have to get it framed. So, and that brings me on to this year's long-term stitch, which is the 1890, no, sorry, that's this year, that was last year, the Ragamuffin 2. So this is a sampler from my good friend Teresa at Shakespeare's Peddler. And I don't know if you guys know this about this sampler, but I'll put a picture up here so you can see. When Teresa got this sampler, she calls it a ragamuffin because really all that really remained was a little bit of this alphabet and these motifs down here. Anything that was in these dark colors, they had washed out. So she thinks that someone probably tried to wash the sampler, and those flosses, those silks, just fell away when they washed it. I'm sure they were like, let's just clean it up a bit, and then that happened. I'm sure they were horrified. But you know, with dark colors, the chemicals, or it's not even chemicals, but the dye, what is the word I'm looking for? The items they used to dye the silks were very acidic to get those dark colors. So the solutions, maybe that's the word I'm looking for. I don't know. Gosh, what is it about losing your words? And it always happens when you're doing a floss tube too, inevitably. But anyway, this is the one I'm working on. My quota for the month was to get the border done, and I did that. So the border is done. And then I got a little bit of the white on white done in the middle. So I've got part of the bird motif done there. So I did the border, and then I'm off by one square somewhere in the border. And so what I ended up doing is I took a piece of red floss and I went like down the middle this way, and I went down the middle across this way. Could not find my mistake. And so then I thought, well, based on that, I'm just going to start in the middle and then work my way out toward the border. So that's how we're going to do it. So the border's done. So that was the January quota. And now I've got it kind of split up into different parts. It's a mixture between motifs and the alphabets. So that is how I'm doing on that one. It's so pretty. And I'm stitching that on 36 count color and cotton aged paper is the color, aged paper. And it's in, I'm using all of the called for silks from the pattern. So that is my progress on Ragamuffin. Okay, I've been on a smalls kick lately. I have, I'll show you what it looks like. I've got this little tray. Got this little tray right here with some Valentine smalls on it. And this was a punch needle I did not so long ago. You might remember I finished this last year. And then this is just a little felt heart that I got from our local craft store. That was a little kit. But I need more to go in this tray. So I kind of looked through my stuff, and I don't know if you know this or not, but Kathy Haberman of Hands On Design has a series of little smalls, anniversary smalls she does every year around this time. I believe she and her husband celebrate their anniversary in February. But she had this little freebie. She has all of them. She does one every year. This was last year's freebie, I believe. And you can kind of see how it goes together there. Love is kind. Love those little felt flowers with the Just Another Button Company buttons there. So I stitched that, as you can see here. And I'm going to mount it. I've got my little baker's twine here all ready to go to put on mine when it's all done. I can't decide which fabric I want to do it in. I want to finish it with. And I might just stitch another one of these because this takes like an hour. And I might do one of each and then see which one I like. I don't know. What do you think? They're both cute. They'll both be cute. Or maybe I'll even mix it up and maybe I'll stitch another one and do one with this on the front and this on the back. I don't know. I mean, I could do that too, I suppose. They don't have to match, but so anyway, that's the first small that I did. And then I thought, well, I could probably use some more in that little tray, right? So I'm currently working on another small freebie that was from Lizzie Kate. So this one is just called Be My Valentine. I'm sure you can get this on her blog or website. I'm sure there's a place online where you can get Lizzie Kate freebies. And this is where I'm at on that one. So I'm almost done. I've just got a little stitching to go. And then I'll finish that into a little small and put it inside my tray as well. And then when I was on that kick, I also happened to see one by Brenda Gervais that I thought was so stinking cute. This is her Be My Valentine pattern. And it's got all these projects. So it's got this cute bird in the heart. It's got where you can dress up a little needle threader. And this one here, it's like a little, it's a pin keep, but it's a little love note, a little letter. Isn't that the cutest thing? And even this box, she does her box with paper, but I thought, gosh, wouldn't that be cute to just make a pillow with some applique fabric? That key, oh my gosh. I love Brenda's creative mind. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to stitch one of these for sure to go in my little tray. So I saw that and I'm like, well, that's gotta go in the Valentine tray, right? So, and then while I was at that small, I ended up, so this is from, I don't know, can you see this one right here? This is the Things Unseen sampler on my wall. That is from Lizzie Kate, and that was a 3-part mystery sampler. That was really a fun one to do. There were 2 bonus projects in with that kit. It came in 3 parts, and with each part came another part of the bonus charts, I guess. So you had to have all 3 to be able to make this one, which I thought was so cute. Do more of what makes you happy. Isn't that cute? So I stitched this up and I've got a piece of fabric for the back. I love how this looks with this magenta color right here. This is one of my favorite colors. It has been since I was in kindergarten. That magenta crayon in my 64 colors box. Magenta was by far my favorite. Don't know why. Still love it. Still love the color. But this is just a piece of scrap fabric that I got from somewhere. Don't even know. And I'm going to finish that. So I've got quite a few things I need to finish and get done. And then if that's not enough, I thought, well, I've got all these Valentine smalls. I need some Easter smalls too, right? So I've had this in my stash for a while. Another Lizzie Kate. Hippity Hoppity. Actually, it's called Hip Hop, but the words up here say Hippity Hoppity. And this one comes, those are my flosses in there, but it comes with the fabric and the ribbon and the buttons and everything. And then she's also got, actually I've got it in here, so it's on the other side of the Valentine one. She's got another one called Celebrate Spring, and this is all also very Easter themed as well, and uses, I noticed, the same colors as this one. So these will be nice little companions in the same little smalls tray. So that's another one I'm gonna jump on. I've just been having so much fun with the smalls. And then this one. This was a gift from Jessica, who is Sporty Stitcher on Instagram. And Jessica went to an estate sale, and there was a ton of these needlework kits at this estate sale. These were like complete kits like this. There were so many that she couldn't even believe it. And so she had talked to the woman who was hosting the estate sale, and sadly the estate sale was of her daughter's belongings, and her daughter had passed away and was a prolific stitcher and had all of these kits, and the mom just didn't know what in the world to do with them. So when she heard that Jessica was a stitcher, she just said, if you will take them and make sure that they get into the hands of stitchers who will appreciate it, you can have them, because, I mean, how am I going to find the right people for all of these kits? So Jessica, who attends the Midwest Cross Stitch Retreat, brought several boxes of these kits. There was lots of shepherd's bush, Sakis designs. She had some Paula Vaughns in there, I believe. And a lot of them, in fact, I think the vast majority of them were like all kitted up. So I took this one because I just thought it was so cute. So, and like I said, it's got all of the stuff in there that you need. So I want to stitch this one for my little Easter smalls also. Last year, I think variety, you've heard the term variety is the spice of life. Last year, not that I didn't enjoy it, all I worked on for the most part was this. Part of that was, there were a couple reasons for it actually. The first one was COVID. I was busy at work with COVID all year, and we also moved. So I didn't have much time for extra stitching at all. So I just basically met my quota every month on the Alpha Block sampler, and that was all that I did throughout the year. That there really wasn't any of this extra stuff, no smalls. There may have been a gift or two, but otherwise for the most part, it was just the Alpha Block sampler that I worked on. And I kind of felt like my floss tubes were sort of boring for that reason. The floss tubers that I love to watch have a variety of designs that are interesting to me. So I'm trying to do that some more this year, is incorporate more designs rather than just that one. So, and I hope to be able to film some more this year as well. So I had a question about when I did, I think it was when I was doing in my last video, I showed the unboxing of that prize haul that I won from Moda Fabrics. And she had asked, her name was Susan, she had asked, what are those blocks on the table next to you? Or what is that? What is it, a puzzle? She wasn't sure what it was. So I thought I would share this. They're just 6-sided blocks that have funny things on them. And as you can see, what we'll do oftentimes is we will, like I wrote the words New Year, although the R is on the other side of the Y here. So I can't have it in two places. So we've been joking about it all month. I wrote New Yeep, but you kind of get the gist of what I'm going for here. So anyway, these are just fun. Like this block is nothing but faces. There's gloomy, groggy, perky, silly, cranky. Yeah, they're kind of fun. They're just a lot of fun. And they've got the funniest things on them. Like here, meatloaf, uvula, mustache, underpants. I don't know. They're just, there's no rhyme or reason. There's another one. Odd, joystick, outhouse, jackalope. I don't know. Very random things. They're just a lot of fun. I don't think these are available anymore. They were made by the company. Oh, what are they? Here's the only identifying feature. Christian Northeast for Fred. And I think Fred is the brand name. Maybe you've seen that elsewhere. I don't know. But yeah, otherwise there are no, it says Fred on the back here too. Yeah. So that's what that is, Susan. So she had asked about that. So I thought, well, I better fill her in. So, Stitchy Kindness. It was Christmas, so I got a whole bunch of Stitchy Kindness. First of all, I'm going to go through all of the Christmas cards I got. The lovely Daylene of So Grateful sent me a beautiful little card. It says, a thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices. My sweet friend Jenny, the long dog stitcher. She sent me a Christmas card. I miss her Instagram. I miss her FlossTube. But she's busy raising some adorable kids. So I adore her and I love getting a card. Of course, the adorable and silly and fun Pam and Steph. I got a card from them. My sweet friend Misty Purcell. One of her adorable designs. And then last but not least, my sweet friend Rachel Samick, who is Rachel Samick. She's a FlossTuber as well. And she's a busy mom also, and I adore her. If you get a chance to check out, I think I mentioned it in one of my last two FlossTubes, her tapestry, phenomenal and amazing. So just a great idea. I wish I would have thought of it when I was young. So if you're a young stitcher, go watch Rachel Samick and see what she's doing and make yourself a tapestry. And speaking of tapestry, it is the 50th anniversary of that wonderful Carole King album, Tapestry. If anybody knew that or not, 1971 is when that came out. So great album. In my opinion, one of the greatest albums of all time. Okay. All right, enough for Music Corner. Some other Stitchy Kindness that I got. I was in a gift exchange. There's a group of 8 other FlossTubers that I am in, and we have just a lovely time. We get together every Friday evening via Zoom or FaceTime, whatever you want to call it. And we are... that group, we started during COVID in the spring, and that group has just been a wonderful balm to my soul. That's all I will say about that. So they are lovely. We did a secret exchange. Nobody knew who had whose name or anything. It wasn't like we all knew who we had. I had my son draw the names, and then he sealed them in the envelopes and mailed them out. So I kind of wrote everything out and, put the addresses and everything, got it all organized. And then I told him, divvy up the names. So that's what he did. And so the person who had my name was Brenda of Brenda and the Cereal Starter. She sent me a lovely card. And by the way, we opened these. We had a virtual Christmas party, and we opened them on, what was it? The 21st, I think it was, something like that. 28th, I can't remember. But there were, of course, some mail issues, things getting there and whatnot. So anyway, Brenda sent this adorable card. I have a thing for like little neighborhoods like this. Love things like that. And Santa flying above them. I think it's very much The Night Before Christmas. And that was my favorite Christmas book as a kid. So this looks very Night Before Christmas. So right up my alley. She stitched me Santa's Tree Farm from Brenda Gervais, With Thy Needle and Thread. Isn't it cute? She finished it. She covered the back with paper, which I never thought of using paper. I've always done felt, but I love the idea of using paper, scrapbook paper. It's brilliant. So that was my ornament. It was, like I said, a smalls exchange. It could be an ornament, it could be a small, it could be whatever we wanted, a needle book, whatever. So, and then her husband, her very talented husband, Rick, made for me a beautiful scissor block. And it smells like stain, which I love. It smells like a woodworker's store, kind of like, oh, I just love it. I love that smell. There are 3 different kinds of wood, and I believe they are cherry, oak, and maple. If I got that right, Rick, wrong, Rick, I'm sorry. I think that's what I was told. Cherry, oak, maple. So it's wonderful. I absolutely love it. It sits right next to me, and I usually have a pen in one of these as well. So I love it. Love all of my little kind stitchy gifts. So I also got in an adorable birds of a feather card. Birds of a feather is, fun fact, probably my favorite designer. I don't know why. I love this. This is a birds of a feather. I've got at the end Sally Spencer. That's a birds of a feather. I love her things, and I'm sorry I didn't snap them all up when she was living, because now a lot of them are very hard to come by. But I got from Cindy, the wonderful Cindy C. Stitches on Instagram, who is always the first one. I swear, whenever you post something, Cindy is the first one that comments and says, "That's beautiful, I love it." And she's so nice. So, but anyway, she had posted a picture of her finish of a birds of a feather Santa. There was a series of 4 Santas, I believe. I think there's 4, maybe 5. I think it's just 4. There's a black one, a gold one, a green one, and a red one. I think that's correct. Anyway, I had commented on her finish of that Santa and made it, you know, just made a comment like, I'm kicking myself for not having bought these when they were available. Well, she reached out to me on Instagram and asked if she could send me her copy of the red Santa. And that was just the kindest thing ever. So I am going to stitch this right up. This is going to be another one of those smalls that I do before next Christmas. So, because as I said, variety is the spice of life. So I'm having so much fun stitching this year. I really missed it last year. Last year there was a lot to do, and there were good things that happened, but man, it was a challenging year, as we all know. So the other crafty goodness that I got in the mail, stitchy goodness, stitchy kindness, was from my friend Kathy Lounsbury. She sent me this adorable handmade card, just as cute as can be. Look at that talent. Adorable. This is embossed. This is a velvet ribbon. She just did a beautiful job. I had gifted she had asked about something that I had stitched, and I told her I would send her the pattern. And so she paid me back tenfold, because she sent a little thank you with all of the sweetest little things in it that you can imagine. First of all, look at this little bobbin that she made. It's a little tomato, and it's on a bobbin. Isn't that the cutest? It's got some little red thread on it. She tied a little bow. I mean, look at how tiny and petite that is, isn't it? And look at that little button holding the little top on. So cute. That was one of the little things. Then she sent me, actually, I'm going to save my favorite thing for last. Then she sent me some little Stitcher's jewelry, which can either go on a scissor fob. It's got some cute little cherries and some fun little charms there. And it says made with love. You see that? And this can either go on a scissors or it can go on a floss ring, either or. So she sent me that stitchy goodness, which was so nice. And last but not least, and so cute, she sent me, look at that little bunny. Can you believe how cute that is? Look at its little feet. Oh my gosh, I almost peed my pants when I opened this up. This is actually a Brenda Gervais pattern. So Brenda Gervais, for those of you that, and I didn't know this, she used to do little smalls like this. She used to design patterns with these little bunnies. So her sister is also an amazing fiber person, needle worker. Yeah, her sister designs fabrics for Moda. So anyway, this is adorable. I have to give her a name. So cute. So cute. So Kathy, thank you so, so much. Like I said, I almost peed my pants when I opened that. That was above and beyond. So that was very cool. So that's my Stitchy Kindness. I'm going to share a haul now, all of the things that I got. And yes, I'm still spending like a drunken sailor. I seem to have calmed down a little bit, but I'll show you the good stuff that I got over the month. So first one, have you guys been watching Jacob DeGraff? Oh, his floss tubes are fantastic. I watched probably each one of them twice. I think he's so interesting. He has such a giant wealth of knowledge regarding samplers. It's really amazing. So, and I love how he finishes his edges. He said he's going to do a tutorial on that, but man, I think that they are just the coolest. So I love how, and he'll just hold them up like they're just like almost they're like I don't even want to say a handkerchief, because you can't compare a sampler to a handkerchief, but when he holds them up, they're just like so crisp and flat and beautiful. I love when he does that. So, and he's just got some gorgeous ones. But he is modern folk embroidery, if I haven't said that yet. So, this is Clemence Rainier. So, I can't wait to stitch this one up. I love the red in it. So, and I think what attracted me to that one a lot is the fact that the last name is kind of similar to my last name. My last name is Reiner, and this one is Rainier. But a lot of people think my name is pronounced Rainier. A lot of times they'll say that. So, the next bit of haul is a stitch along. It is from the adorable, talented, cute Stephanie from Lindy Stitches. She has one, and yes, this is blurry. Your eyes are not deceiving you. This was part 1 of Funky Menagerie. And she kind of did a sampler featuring all these goofy, lesser known animals. The colorway isn't my favorite, and I will probably change it a little bit. I'm not a big fan of those sherbety colors. I know Stephanie won't be offended by me saying that. Everybody has their own tastes. But yeah, I just love, look at that. She'll even like share pictures sometimes. This is a spider that has like this big, it almost looks like a big striped turban on its head. That's an actual spider. So, and she just kind of emulated and copied these goofy animals and in this sampler. So I just thought it was a lot of fun, very clever, and I think part 2 is out now. I just haven't downloaded it, but that's a very fun one. I really enjoy that one. From Kitten Stitcher, I got this one because I'm collecting Susan's samplers. One day in all my spare time, I would love to have a whole wall of samplers that are first name stitched originally by people who have the first name Susan, just like me. So that's this one. And I kind of thought that this one might be fun as a monochromatic, like to stitch it all in red or all in black. That might be kind of pretty. You'd have to do a little something different down here with the berry bowl. Maybe that could be the only thing that that had some color to it, but I just thought, yeah, it would be fun to do it all in red. I mean, those are just letters and motifs. So it's a thought. I don't know if it'll work or not. Then, of course, speaking of monochromatic samplers, and Grimshaw. Amazing. Teresa just finished this one, and it's stunning. A lot of people have stitched this. It is such a pretty Quaker sampler. So one day I'd love to do that one. Also, I forgot to mention in my Stitchy Kindness, Teresa gave me a gift. It's dawning on me now that I forgot, because she sent me the Sewing Club book because I didn't have it yet. So this was a Christmas gift from Teresa, Kitten Stitcher. And then she stitched this sampler for me, which is a Brenda Gervais. And I wonder if I can zoom in on it. Can I? Nope, I cannot. I thought maybe, I'm on my iPad, I thought if maybe I could make it zoom in. But this is a Brenda Gervais pattern, and I can't think of what it's called right now. Forget-Me-Not? I think it's Forget-Me-Not. I think that's what it's called, because the little flowers in there are Forget-Me-Nots. But I'll put a picture of a close-up of it in here for you to see, and also I'll make sure I put the name down below. And then I also got from Kitten Stitcher, I ordered this one, Our Lasting Friendship. So this is one that we are going, that group of 8 other Stitchers and I, 8 other FlossTubers, we are going to do this together. So I'm very excited. We're all gonna stitch this together. Everyone's initials go inside this cartouche in the middle. Isn't that cute? It's adorable. It says, may this be the token of our lasting friendship. So, and then last but not least, this is a new designer to me. My friends Kathy and Deb talk about, I think Deb has taken a class with this gal before. Maybe both of them have. I guess I don't remember, but they've both stitched her designs. Have you guys heard of Amy Mitten? Mitten as in glove. She does some beautiful reproductions. She's from Canada, she's from Calgary, and her business name is Fibers to Die For. And I saw this one and it was so unusual and interesting. This was stitched in 1840 by a stitcher by the name of Polly Whitlock. She was 38 years old when she stitched it, which I just think is kind of unusual. It says, and she actually put that right here, age 38. Can you see that at all? So I just thought these motifs were so unusual and so pretty. I'd never seen this sampler before. She calls them, she's got a great sense of humor, Amy Mitten does. She calls her reproductions a forgery, which I think is kind of clever. But yeah, I fell in love with this sampler when I saw it. And it comes with the fabric and the silks. And her silks are they're a little unusual, but they look like they'll be great to stitch with. And her color names, they're kind of fun. You know, it all kind of goes with the whole forgery, sort of mystery, kind of a little bit macabre. So the names of these flosses are Morbid, The Butler Did It, Candlestick Bronze, Noose, Old Lace, Venom, Potion Green, Evidence, Motive, and Fearsome Fuchsia. So I thought that was a really neat, comes with the fabric and everything. So I'll put a link down below in the drop down in the show notes. And yeah, if you're interested, you can look her up. So Polly Whitlock, 1840. So that is my haul. A lot of people have been sharing how they file their flosses or how they store their flosses. I did something this year that I thought was a brilliant idea. My friend Kathy just stores all of her cottons all alphabetized, not by designer. So I used to keep mine as, you know, all my Weeks Dye Works were on one ring. All of my sampler threads were on another ring. All of my classic color works were on another ring or two. And I kept them separate. But what I didn't like about that, and then they would be alphabetized. What I didn't like about that was when you go to pull flosses for a pattern, you end up, and inevitably there might be 2 or 3 different companies' flosses that they're using, that the designer has used. So I would have to go get my Weeks Dye Works ring, and then I have to go get my sampler threads, and then I have to go get my classic color works. Well, my friend Kathy says I just alphabetize them all together. I don't give any consideration to the company. So I took all of my flosses and I alphabetized them, and I'll just take one of these rings off here so you can see what I'm talking about, which I don't think it's rocket science, but you can see here, like here's a couple sampler threads. Oh, there's a Weeks Dye Works. There's Crescent Colors or Classic Color Works. But yeah, so these are my D's. So this is Daffodil. There's another Daffodil. And that's the other thing, is sometimes you can pull the wrong daffodil. They'll have, like, I know each company, I think they both have an Adobe. There are lots of duplicates. You know, I think there's hibiscus, there's copper. A lot of them have duplicate colors. So I just file them all together, and then, you know, when I get to 2 daffodils, then it's kind of nice because I can double check myself and go, okay, whose daffodil is it? Is it Weeks Dye Works, or is it the Gentle Art? Or actually, yeah, that's right, Weeks Dye Works or the Gentle Art. So you can kind of look and compare, and then make sure you have the right company's daffodil. So anyway, that is how I've started cataloging my cotton flosses. My silks, I have Belle Soie. They're all on one. I don't have a ton, I shouldn't say that. Back from when I was designing with Teresa, they sent us a set of NPI silks, and Teresa and we just divided them up. And so we each have half the line of NPIs, but I hadn't used a whole lot of NPIs prior. I think when I was designing, most stitchers preferred the cottons. So that's usually what I used, just because it kept expense down and it was more easy, you know, it was easier to get. So we didn't use a whole lot of NPIs. Teresa, I think, used more than I did. I used a few, and I was more toward the end of when we were designing together too. But anyway, I just thought I would share that because that simplified things a lot for me, to keep all of the cottons just alphabetized, not by company. I just melded them all together. One big melting pot of colors. So I just wanted to share that. I found something online that, actually, I have to give credit to my mom for this one. She found these little lights that kind of come on automatically when you need them to. So, like, for example, in our front hall closet, we don't have a light. So if it's dark outside and you open the closet door, you're kind of like, you know, where's my hat? A lot of times mittens are, you know, dark colors. You can't see right, you know, it's the closet that's right here. Anyway, there are these lights that are slicker than anything. So this is what they look like. I'm going to cover this up, and then it's a motion detector light. So these are LED. There's a magnetic strip that goes on the back. So the magnetic strip is actually in my closet, and I just mount this to that magnetic strip, which is right in the door jamb. And when I open the door, it senses the motion and it turns on. And they're quite bright. I mean, they throw a lot of light. You can see how much light they throw. Now, the other thing that's nice about these, there are two varieties. You can get some that have AAA batteries in them, or you can get the kind that I bought that are rechargeable. So you just plug this in on the end, and then you plug this into your charging USB brick, plug it into the wall, and it'll charge back up. So I have not had to charge them yet. We've been using them since before Christmas, and so far they're holding their charge just great. So I really, really like these. They come, I got these on Amazon. Put it in here. I got them on Amazon in a 3-pack. It comes with the little charging cord, and it wasn't that expensive. So the other place I have these is in the hallway. We have it in the hall closet, so that when you open the closet, I've got it mounted right kind of above where the doorknob is. Like you open the doorknob and you open it up and then it shines. We have shelves in there, so it kind of casts light to all of the things. So these are also nice for under the counter. That's where my mom keeps hers. So if she gets up in the night to get a drink of water or something like that, it's just mounted right under the counter. You walk in there, it senses her motion and it turns on. And yeah, so great gift for someone you know that might be elderly, that you don't want them to fall. You can mount it. It's just like I said, an self-adhesive magnetic strip. These pull off, and they're kind of nice too, because if there's an elderly person, it's kind of like having a flashlight. You just take it with you. You can just pull it off that magnetic strip because it's just a magnet, and you pull it off and you can like walk through the hall or make your way to the bathroom or whatever you want to do with it. So yeah, that's what they're called. I'll put the link below. Wireless motion nightlight. So, and they weren't that expensive, and they're handy as all get out. So all right, the last thing I think I want to do is a quick giveaway. So I meant to do this last time, and I don't know how I forgot to do it, but I did. So you remember I won that great big haul of fabric from Moda Fabrics, and they were all Christmas fabrics, and they were all just amazing. So, and I also got these cool bags from Moda. They came with it. I got 2 of the bags, and then I got, there were 2 of the charm packs. I want to give these away. I know a lot of you might not be quilters, but those of you that are quilters, if you are interested, I have 3 charm packs of 2 different fabric lines. So the first one, Homegrown Holidays by Deb Strain. I'll kind of do a flip through so you can see all of the fabrics there. There's some buffalo plaid, there's some writing, very, very cute little fabrics. So 3 charm packs. If you're interested in winning this one, leave a comment and somewhere say the word homegrown. Okay, that's how you spell it, homegrown. So use the word homegrown in your comment. Don't say giveaway, of course. I know you all know that deal. And you will win the bag, the Moda bag, and the 3 charm packs. The other one up for grabs is the very coveted and much loved Ruby Star Society. Flurry is the name of this bunch, and these are some very cute and whimsical little fabrics. Those are little record albums. There's some plaids. There's these cute little bears. I'll do another flip through here. Super, super cute little prints. Lots of cute things here. So this one, you'll get 3 of the Flurry charm packs. That's how you spell Flurry. So if you're interested in winning this set and a bag, use the word Flurry in your comment, and you can sign up to win both too as well. So that is all that I have for this time. I hope it is, I will continue to keep stitching away here. It's a much better year for stitching than last year was, that's for sure. So Until next time, wishing you smooth stitching and no ripping. Bye, everybody.